Okay, well, this one's for you, dear Aquarius, and this is Tarot Illumination with your June 2018 love and relationship overview. So, you've probably been here before, maybe not, but we're going to use a crucible spread, okay, on the understanding that there's you, dear Aquarius, a significant other, and the other entity, the relationship itself. It's a third entity which has a life, a purpose, mission, and energy of its own. And in a very conscious relationship, both parties are aware of the third entity, and both parties invest in the third entity. They invest in the relationship, and they build a crucible as a structure in which they can both enjoy the movements between intimacy and separation as individuated beings, and have a safe place in which to do that, so that every time things move apart, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. And everything time moves together, it doesn't mean all of a sudden you're in heaven and you have to stay there forever. No, it's constantly in a state of flow, just like the tides. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising. You know the drill. And if you want to, watch for your significant other as well. You might as well get a bit of background or some, another perspective. Actually, before we get into this, let's have a look at some significant dates. I wanted to point these out for you. Give me a second here. All right, I'm going to have to use this pen here. So over here, this is the sort of Gemini June season. It's a real mixed bag, okay, June, because a lot of the planets in the chart, if you think of this as a chart, the planets are spread out all over the place. So there's a constant flow between stressful squares and lovely trines and supportive sextiles and amazing awareness from the oppositions and superpower feelings from the conjunctions. And it's all happening at once. It's a complete mishmash of stuff. It's like a kaleidoscope for June. So I'm not even going to bother to go into it in any detail. It would take forever. So I'm just going to give you some key dates where there are some serious accent moments, triggers for everybody. All right? Straight at the beginning of the month, May 30th, June 1st, June 2nd, big fat water trine, okay? Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, very, very supportive, very luxurious, very comfortable, especially for the water signs. There's also a grand kite in water with the Cancer Capricorn opposition down the middle. So that's very supportive. Again, it's mostly for the water and earth signs, but it's also supportive energy for you if you know how to ride the waves. June 6th, some very hard squares with the Gemini Pisces axis, okay? So that would affect, well, maybe you won't get a direct hit, so don't worry too much, Aquarius. June 10th, hard T-squares and an opposition. But the hard T-square is between Aquarius and Leo with Taurus in the middle. So that's fixed signs. So there could be a lot of tension on that day for whatever, and it might affect your love and relationship, okay? Again, June 14th, more T-squares. This T-square will already be sort of still in existence, but we're going to have another one with the Cancer and Capricorn opposition. The Capricorn and Cancer thing with Aries in the middle, okay? Chiron. So that's potentially very challenging for all of us. This is challenging for all of us. And the Aquarius Leo thing will still be there. So that's a lot of, let's say, very frictional type of energy. June the 15th, okay? So right in the middle of the month, there's a lot of potential tension, okay? Moving on towards the end of the month, 21st, more T-squares, okay? Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio. Scorpio is in the middle here, pardon me. Another round of T-squares, Capricorn, Cancer, with Libra in the middle. All of this is just weather, okay? It's out there, but it's relatively very stressful weather, and it can be very exciting, very stimulating, but also very stressful at the same time. And these are tremendous chances for us to learn and grow, okay? Even though they might be stressful. Basically, it's learning the hard way. Tough lessons coming to the surface, and it's an ongoing pattern. All this swirl is ongoing. June the 29th, More T-squares. Aquarius, Leo with Taurus in the middle. Okay, we got this huge surge of Taurus energy happening right now. Taurus is on the cusp, the 0 point more or less for the whole month. So it's like there's a lot of pressure there. And let's have a look. July 1st, it's still very, very choppy. So for you, Aquarius, where is the standout moment? Well, I guess you could say more towards the end of the month. A lot of choppiness going through the month, especially with the Leo Aquarius axis, so just be aware of that. Also, Mars is in Aquarius right now. Okay, so you might be feeling that. You might be feeling very energized, perhaps assertive, dynamic, go-getting. But remember, that's in a very hard square with Uranus and Taurus, so you might be feeling a lot of tension, quite combative. Aquarius, you are kind of like a freedom fighter. So with Mars and Aquarius, that's a lot of freedom fighting going on, and you might be really, really, really itching for liberation and freedom and a whole feeling of a new life ahead. Okay, which would go along very nicely with the general vibes anyway right now, especially with Uranus and Taurus. Okay, sorry, that was a long rant, but I felt I had to say it because recently the planetary energies have been quite challenging for all of us, right? So maybe those notes gave you a bit of a heads up. At least, like, you can blame everything on the planets if you really want to. Okay, not that you're supposed to, or that you, well, anyway, it's your choice. Cards are well shuffled in advance. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. And we're going to get into it in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here, Aquarius. Please bring your angels into the reading. Tarot Lumination is here like a team effort just for you guys, okay? I love doing this for you. Just know that, all right? Here we go. We're going to cut it right up. A real skinny cut there. Look at that. Wow. Okay, let's go for it, people. Here's the love vibration and relationship frequencies that you are resonating right now. Think of yourself like a little cell phone, okay? You're just beeping out signals. Over here, the energy of a significant other. Now, if you're single, some people watch this anyway, because if you take the laws of extraction and its the laws of attraction in their purity, then you'd be radiating signals, and then you would get a response. The universe is like a mirror. And so this is you, deep at the heart, core energy. The other, the deep core, I'm really tripping up on my words here. Core heart energy. And over here at the center itself, the relationship. So there, I'm hoping you can see the crucible itself. The crucible is typically a very strong structure, very durable, can withstand intense pressures of alchemical change, just like what happens in relationships, okay? And in a loving, healthy relationship, both parties invest in the relationship and they conduct their whole being through the relationship instead of me, 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 me. Okay, prospects and momentum. Let's have a look over here. Over here, circumstantial energy, kind of like the planets. Let's have a look what's going on. Four of Swords. So it's an indication that, you know what? With this Gemini energy, it might be a good chance for you, Aquarius, to take a break, Enjoy the good waves, the positive waves of the Gemini vibes right now, and the Aquarius vibes. And anytime when the moon sort of gets into Libra, for example, just tell yourself you're going to get a nice little fat air trine there. And, you don't have to prove it. I'm not going to go and try to prove it in astrology, but let's just give yourself a break, okay? Because having come out of the May season, the Taurus season, and the big, big shift, Uranus into Taurus, that might have really rattled you. Very, very seriously rattled you, Aquarius, because think about it. Uranus is going into Taurus, a very, very fixed, stable sign. And that's a lot of earthquakes. In other words, the planet of freedom, liberation, and awakening moves into the planet of stability, status quo, and solidity. Blammo, recipe for earthquakes. So you had to live through that with everyone else, Aquarius, but you're in hard angle to that. Now you've got Mars and Aquarius going head to head with in a challenging square with Uranus and Taurus. So you, the freedom fighter, it could have been very, very stressful. Some of the energies are going to still be there going on the undercurrents, but for now, it might be time for you to literally just chill, take a break, allow the circumstances to carry you. What are you radiating? Let's have a look. Okay, well, this is very encouraging for me because to me, it feels like, okay, let's say we're starting the reading now properly. So many minutes into it. Pardon me, it's such a long thing here. But with the Ten of Pentacles, it looks to me like you've been working really, really hard on yourself, and you kind of understand what we're talking about here. You understand that there have been tremendous challenges. The South Node is in Aquarius right now. Tremendous pressure on you, Aquarius, to let go and release anything and everything that's not working for you anymore and move into what is working, where you need to go to shine your light most brightly. And it looks like you've been working hard at that, including in the dynamic of love and relationship. It's like literally working and investing, investing in the stability and the foundation of hopefully new beginnings, new perspectives, new alignments, new foundations in the area of love and relationship. There's still a lot to learn, okay? We've only just kind of opened the gateway here. It's going to be a long journey, and it's going to affect all of us. Let's have a look at the significant other. Okay, well, it looks to me that I feel this is kind of lucky, actually, Aquarius, that you might be in a situation where no matter how stressful things might be, you're actually dealing with someone who, in their own way, would like to take full advantage of this, and they really, really mean well, and they want things to work for them. Okay, it looks like they're very interested in having the chance for themselves to shine and reach goals and missions and agendas that they might have had deeply buried inside them for a long time, and they see this as their chance. Maybe these are very, very different energies, but in the context of a relationship, I see this as both very positive. This is very much evidence of love is as love does, taking the love and relationship dynamic very seriously, understanding that it is work. It does require work. Work typically means expending energy and having to, I'm not saying exhaust yourself, but really, really focus on what does work and move away from what does not work, okay? So over here, it's almost like they might be keeping their fingers crossed and taking advantage of the situation that you've been doing a lot of work and you're still doing a lot of work. So it might give them a sense of comfort that, like, wow, you, my dear Aquarius, you've done so much, you're doing so much. It gives me a sense of liberty and freedom where I feel I can sort of go off on my ascending path. I can do my own spiritual healing and so on. I can live some of my own things the way I've always wanted to, because I'm an individual too. Well, I'm an individual too, and I'm doing all the work right now. I'm doing the work for all of us, but that's okay. I love you, and I know you love me. Okay, cool. So deal, yeah, deal. Cool, excellent. So that's how it looks here from my perspective right now. It's very encouraging, both going at the relationship thing from very different angles, very different perspectives, but both with very good intentions. Perhaps knowing that there are these a lot of shifts and changes going on, and just basically admitting it and saying it, let's get on with it. Now, this looks like it might be contradicting the Four of Swords here, the indication that it might be a good time for you to take a break. So if you've built up huge amounts of momentum of work, energy, commitment, and there's a lot of financial issues at stake, material issues at stake, like the physical realities of life are at stake, where maybe if you're feeling a lot of the destabilization from the Uranus and Taurus ingress, you might be thinking, I just have to work harder and harder to maintain the stability of what I would like to see and how I would like to have this relationship manifest down the road. My feeling is that it's maybe time to chill a bit and not overdo it. And as the month progresses, please give yourself a chance to chill out, chillax a little bit, and take some of the pressure off yourself, and let them carry some of the pressure for a while. Let them take the lead. Let them run with things, and you I mean, this is going to sound a little bit rude. Maybe you can take advantage of them. Okay, you know, like how good, loving relationship. Both parties support each other. Like they'll take care of you while you're having a rough time and need a break, and you cover for them when they need a break. Okay, that's what I'm sensing here. It's your time to admit you're doing a lot of work, and the intentions are good here. Take advantage of their good nature and give yourself a break. Okay, deep down, let's have a look what's going on. Okay, well, it's no question you have a lot to express, you have a lot to do, a lot that you want to do. I think this is very much to do with the Mars and Aquarius ingress right now. It's going to be a very long transit for Mars, almost 5 or 6 months, I believe. So you could be really fired up. The thing is with Mars and Aquarius, it's in some ways very unstable. It's very, very easy for you to get very fired up about very like humanitarian things and ways that you might want to um, you know, reconfigure your new relationship. It might be that you have a lot to express, a lot of desire that you'd like to express and share in the context of a relationship, a lot of passion that you would like to share, but maybe it is suppressed right now because maybe you're coming things from a very like regimented attitude, which is like the momentum you might have built up just to survive these last few months. Like the big Pisces period, very challenging for a lot of people. Before that, we had the big Leo Aquarius section. That was very challenging for a lot of people. Now in May, we had the big Uranus and Taurus ingress, very challenging for a lot of people, but also very liberating, inspiring, and clearly opening up a gateway to a new future here for all of us. So for you, Aquarius, it feels to me like you're ready for this. I'm so totally ready. But my feeling in some ways, this might be almost like a recipe for nervous exhaustion if you're not careful. And so again, I'm emphasizing, please remember to give yourself a chance to rest and recuperate from all the stresses you might have endured recently in your life, including your love life, including your relationship. Let's call it more the relationship. It might have been very, very taxing. Another thing here I'm feeling with the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles is that there's a lot of alignment in you. I think, again, the Mars and Aquarius ingress is really, really bringing things into sharp focus. Like, what do I really want? What am I really going to do? How am I really going to do this? This could include even physical expression, you know, in romantic ways, intimacy, in that you might... Again, I don't want to want you to get too excited here because it looks like there's so much energy pent up, building up that's being saved up for this moment, and they might not be able to handle it all completely. It's okay. There's very good. To me, it looks like good synchrony between you guys here. A lot of good love moving, flowing here in some way or other that's actually effective for you, but it just looks like you could be very close to burnout if you're not careful. And you don't want to waste all this wonderful energy that you've built up and conserved and that you own inside of you. This is very exciting, and I'm happy for you. The question is, are they ready for that? Do they really fully understand what you are bringing to the relationship? Let's have a look deep inside of them here, okay? Okay, look, to me it feels like they're kind of on their own thing, their own path, their own journey, their own direction here with the Chariot. Okay, here with the Chariot. My feeling is that deep down in their heart and soul level, regarding this love and relationship thing, it would almost be their dream to seriously actually get their act together. Like if they have been negligent or incompetent or derelict or just not really living up to themselves or the potential of the relationship or the potential of you and the full the full enjoyment that is possible in such a relationship, it could indicate that they might be aware of that, and they really, really seriously, like, maybe they're not telling anybody or everyone else, but it's just like, I really, really need to get my act together. I really, really want to get my act together. I want to feel as though I am in charge of my whole life, my own being, just for myself, for my own satisfaction, okay? So that I can carry myself with dignity and self-respect. I've got to do it, I've got to do it, I've got to do it. It has to happen, it will happen, it will happen. And this is in the context of this love relationship. So remember, Aquarius, this is your reading for you. It's not a couple's relationship. It's all about you. It's just that we're considering another person's energy in the equation. So to me, this other person's energy looks like it's in some ways very detached from you. Uh, Although there's no conflicts here. I don't see any conflict at all. It's just that they're living in their vibrations at the moment. You're living in your vibrations, and they might be completely in, I'm not saying out of alignment in a negative way. It's just like, some couples, like, you might go for knitting night and they might be going for car tune-up night, and neither of you have any interest in each other's passions, but you can still have a relationship. uh, this person might have their group night out thing every Thursdays, whatever it is. And you might have your special events every Sunday, whatever it is. And they have nothing to do with each other. But you give yourselves the space in the room to be that and do that. And then you can still have a full, enjoyable relationship. It just looks to me that this significant other is really, really determined in their own way, in the context of a relationship, to seriously find a way to get their act together, and improve their whole way of being. That's how it looks to me from here. For the benefit of themselves, and for the benefit of you, and for the benefit of the relationship. Let's have a look at that itself. Okay, with the Nine of Cups here, so Aquarius, you must be doing something right. I don't know what it is. It's your reading. You can figure that out. You can reinterpret this however you want. But it looks to me at the very core here, the essence of Nine of Happiness is all about owning the happiness in such a way that your happiness is not contingent upon them or their happiness. And their happiness is not contingent upon you and your happiness. In other words, it's a very, to me, and this looks like there's a relationship here which has a lot of freedom to move. It's almost like ideal for an Aquarian, where you have the tremendous sense of complete liberty, freedom, and detachment to be yourselves and each other in the context of a relationship. So to me, that's very good news. And because there's a lot of love here, it means you can still commune together and be passionate. You can express yourself fully and openly, passionately, as needed, or on desire, on demand. I'm not sure. I don't know the depths of your relationship. This might not resonate at all with some Aquarians. Remember to watch for your sun, moon, and rising. But for now, with this particular reading, it looks like we have something which is very quirky, something that would actually be sought after by a lot of people who would love to have something like this, so they could be fully themselves and still have a committed, loving relationship. Where does this take us? It's very liberating. Look at that. With the Nine of Wands here, it's almost like somehow, Aquarius, you might have figured this out way in advance of the rest of us, which wouldn't surprise me as your reader, because Aquarians, you tend to be way ahead of the curve as it is anyway. You're always on the front lines. You're the freedom fighter. You're the icebreaker, and you know things that the rest of us don't. And then you go there, and you're kind of surprised when other people don't get it or don't understand it. But it's all right. In the context of a love relationship reading here, it looks like the way it's structured right now, the way things are flowing right now, you have the tremendous chance to liberate yourself, express your passions as much as you want, however you want, in a way that works for you in the context of a relationship, even including intimacy, but mostly with a sense of very pure love that would be shared between yourself and a significant other in a way that is healing. It's very, very much about healing. You know, Tarot Lumination, the big theme, the big theme is love and healing. It's all about the healing power of love. And in your own quirky way, it looks like you've kind of figured it out here, at least for this little time period, June 2018. So go for it, take full advantage of this, and allow yourself to experience at least a moment of liberation that you can celebrate with a significant other who's happy to offer that to you. And that's very encouraging. All right, so let's leave it at that. I don't want to spoil it and say anything more. I could go on, but I'm not going to do it. I just want to leave it as it is. All the best. I'll put this up here. Can you see the crucible? Think of that as the bucket, as the container. Very, very strong, typically high-grade ceramics that can withstand intense pressures and heat as you go in and out, intimate and separate. So there you go, Aquarius. Thank you so much for visiting. All the best. Bye-bye.